Hi, I'm doing a commentary on 3 versus 3 multiplayer game on GBGNet, and the game is Spring Commanders for the Alliance, and the map is Setons Clutch. It's a very popular map for 3 versus 3s and 4 versus 4s. So right here on the left side, my clan and me were playing against some other people. Right now, it's a 3 versus 3 game, so basically the only difference from a 4 versus 4 game is you only have one less person to worry about. And having said that, the frontman's role is as important as ever. And because many times my clanmates complain they lose games because of the lack of skill in their frontman. So I had to came up with an idea to change that. So I came up with a build that happens to work quite well in all games, whether you want to hold off rushes or to do timing push. But since it is a rush build, it will drag down in late game because for having the reason that you're attacking late and you have a constant production of units, and that is a very big drain on your resource. So I'm going over the build. My build consists of 5 factories for starters, a few plants with engineers sucking on trees for extra mass boost, engineer assist on mass first, and then assist on factories. Meanwhile, the commander builds plants and facts, so if not pressured, the idea is to spam T1 combo coupled with one fact of T2, and usually push around the T10 to 14. And if pressured, we can switch to T2 missiles to hold. Now the T1 combo consists of 80% Mantis, 10% Arty, and 10% anti-air. So the allies should really give you anti-air and sea cover. However, that doesn't really mean you should not get any AA or Arty. Also for the reason that Cyber Arty stuns turrets, so it's really awesome when you're doing a push. I personally prefer units over turrets and offense over defense, for the reasons that units are more mobile and you can use them to harass the enemy. And I have personally seen offensive turret type of gameplay here on this map, and I've seen players that build Tech 2 missile snipers at choke, and my build actually held long enough for my shields and the anti-missiles to come out. But usually my allies would do airstrikes on their commander to solve that problem. Now, my aggressive build relies on fast-paced gameplay with good or decent multitasking. You should be able to tech, build, attack all at the same time with no problem, but there is really no high APM needed for this kind of gameplay. So back to comment on the game. The ally took 2 islands for teching, and as you can see here, he built a bunch of T1 turrets to take out the enemy factory. And the enemy is, I think he's setting up a few Tech 2 defense at middle, around this time being 10 to 14, with 3 Tech 1 factories. At this time I have around 6 to 7 factories, one of them being T2, with all of them double the speed of production. And so in theory I should have twice their unit count, if not more, if they don't use assist build. Unit control is important when attacking. You'll want to move around as much as possible to dance off the damage. Surround the enemy allows the rear part of your blob to get in range and attack the enemy as well, therefore making your army more efficient. The key here is that the T1 artillery stuns the T2 turret, which would have costed a lot more of my units if it was not stunned. And you want to find the commander as soon as possible, and once it's found, and try to estimate how many bots necessary to take him out, so no need to waste too much. And if the commander is not found, you can try to prioritize your targets, like mass first, and then factory, engineer, units, and turrets. So in this case I found his commander and I managed to take him out with a single blob. With yellow gone, I chose to seize the opportunity to attack green. The reason why I chose to attack green was because I saw his 3 factories, proxy factories at yellow's base, and I've taken them out, and I figured that he probably doesn't have that much at this moment, and it turns to be a correct prediction, and he really doesn't have anything at this point. So I grabbed the free kill with a small blob of my army, and I send half of my army to take out green, and the rest of my army straight to the next person, being dark red. Notice that the T1s and T2s will not sustain in the long run. So either cut production on T1s and bring as many T3s to tank the damage in late game, or cut all productions and tech straight to T4, that being a little bit riskier. So on a side note, you should probably have some T3 mass with storages around mid to late game, and also you need to have 2 shields and some T3 SAM sites and T2 missile defense to be immune against sneaky type of gameplay. So right now the game is pretty much over, and dark red stands no chance of winning since my ally's tech just kicked in, with a few cruisers and destroyers around his shore firing down on his base, along with a large land army to defend against. He's literally going to be attacked from all directions. So there's really not much to discuss about this game as of now. So good game, and I hope you enjoy this commentary.